Hello. I believe we are live. Right, very good. I can see comments, so feel free to comment if you have anything to comment on.
Get yourself a cup of coffee.
Yes, we've got our
Running a little late today.
slightly behind schedule. Five minutes isn't too bad. I think that's acceptable.
We can start with a coffee. It was important to get that out of the way.
Yes, exactly. So this, and then we had the mailman arrive that which set off the dog. So a little bit.
No.
All go.
It was a Gribbly arriving.
Oh,
An unexpected Gribbly.
got some nids.
I did. Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this. I got GW orders from back in early December, which still haven't shown up yet. So that was one of them, which I'd almost forgotten about. So I've got another Gribbly coming sometime soon, which is nice.
So which one was that?
It was a Biovore, which I didn't think they were going to send me at all.
They told you it was sold out.
Yeah, it was removed from a previous order, and apparently they just sent me one. So cool, I've got a Biovore again now.
All right, very good.
Yeah. Anyway,
right. So Rowan got a Biovore this morning. Hope you guys had some mail from GW as well this morning or this afternoon, wherever you're watching this from. So this is just a wee tester of what we're kind of planning on doing going forward. Just on our, maybe not every Saturday game that me and Rowan film, but maybe every 2 weeks we'll do one of these. Chat about what me and Rowan have painted in that time, what we're going to be moving on to next, what GW has announced in those weeks or week, depending on what's happened, talk about the models that they've announced or new codexes that are coming out, etc. Maybe chat about the game that we're about to film as well.
Saturdays usually our sort of filming game for some of the larger games we do, so we figured it might be a good opportunity to do some live streaming before we actually get things going. So you can find out if we have our table all set up for the next game. I haven't got my army out yet, but after this we'll be getting all set up.
Yeah, so this is just a wee tester of these videos and what you guys would like from them going forward. So we'll kick off with everything that happened over Christmas and New Year's from GW. So we obviously had the countdown calendar. We'll have a little discussion of what we think is going to be in that. A bunch of it got revealed with the Dark Angels. So we'll start there with the Dark Angels model. So what did we get? We got
Big Terminator lad.
Got the new what's he called? Azrael? No, it's not Azrael. Belial. Yes, who's doing a weird.
He's sort of shooting over his shoulder. He's got the same pose as the new Neurolictor, where they're both doing this sort of thing.
Yes,
for some reason.
Which is easier for a Neurolictor than someone in Terminator armor, I would think. So it's an interesting one. He's
very big. He looks like a very chunky boy.
Yeah, he's got a huge cloak on.
I like the imposingness of him. I think he looks very Dark Angels. I like he's got two heads. I like that they're doing characters.
I like his sort of old school, slightly slimmed down Stormbolter as well. That was one of the
which he had before. It's his old Stormbolter.
Yeah, so that's quite cool. So obviously he's leading up the new Terminators that they
had before, but now they've got an upgrade sprue.
No, well, I mean just the brand new Terminator, the Night Terminator. Yeah. So we got
those are not on the advent calendar, I don't think.
No, they weren't. But we'll cover that release first.
Yes. New Terminators.
New Terminators.
Also very chunky.
Yes. I think they've gone, in my personal opinion, maybe slightly too far the other way with them. I think he looks a bit too dynamic Terminator-wise, and I think they might be different when I see them in the flesh, but in the photos they look just very blocky. Just with the tabards going down. But it might change when I see them in the flesh. But I do like their swords a lot.
Yep. And I like their weapons a lot. Their previous weapons are very cartoony.
Yeah,
I like more Miss Mace things. I think the weapons are much better this time.
So the new Mace being slimmed down a fair bit. Looks good. And their shields are big and imposing.
Less fancy than before, but I think that's all right. They look a bit more sensible.
Yeah.
Also being ridiculous.
And their helmets look really cool.
Helmets are good. I like helmets a lot.
Yeah, I think they look kind of
Crusades or
Black
Templar-esque a bit.
Yeah, no, so they're quite smart. And then your favourite new boys, the three.
Oh, the guard. What are they called? The Blade Guard Champions, Guardians, Protectors, something like Inner Circle Companions. That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're fantastic. I think they honestly might be my favorite general Primaris Marines we've got so far. So I think the Black Templars were before. I think they were the first Marines we got that looked like old school Marines but Primaris. These look like old school Marines but Primaris. They look awesome. I think they're fantastic models.
Really nice rules on them. A couple. Be interested to see how many options the kit comes, because obviously you pointed out each one has at least 2 builds.
Yep.
And the builds do look quite
different.
It does
look like 3 bodies.
It is 3 bodies.
I think there's still enough options with the arms and things.
We'll see. They might be monoposed in which arms can go in which body. We'll see. We'll have to see what the kit comes out.
Initial impressions are they're fantastic.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Yeah. And then we got the upgrade sprue, which
Yeah.
is a very, very good upgrade
Yep.
sprue. If Space Wolves and Blood Angels get an upgrade sprue like
Be very
that,
happy.
along with a mini release, I'll be very happy. Yeah, the plasma cannon coming back for Terminators is
Brilliant.
awesome. You
It's got a watcher in it. I love a
it's
watcher.
got a watcher in it.
I want the sprue just with a watcher.
No, it's
Oh.
it's a good one. So it's much bigger sprue than
It's
what we
what we
had
talked
before.
about when the Black Templars came out. I thought they did a really good job with the Black Templars release, where they got a couple of new units, they got like a sort of mixed squad thing, and they got an enormous upgrade sprue. And they've kind of done that with Dark Angels now. They've got a new type of unit they didn't have before. They've got a classic unit that Terminators updated, and now they've got a really good upgrade sprue. So I think if we get something like that for all of the chapters, that'd be fantastic.
Even if it takes,
It'll take a while. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, if it doesn't happen this year, I think it might for one of them. I think Blood Angels or Space Wolves might get
Later
something.
half of the year,
Yeah,
maybe.
but I don't think it'll be both, and I'm okay with that. Like
Yeah.
if you want to push one of them back to give them a bigger release, I'm all for that. I think that'd be
I'm slightly less optimistic Chaos are going to get the same treatment, especially after the Night Lords just got their kill team.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping it was going to go the other way, but
Yeah.
the kill team's cool. I do like the Night Lords kill
I
team.
think they
but-
really just need characters, and they
Yes.
need like a fast, maybe not necessarily infiltrators, but they need something that can fill the role of infiltrators, like bikes or what. Moving on to Advent Calendar,
Yeah.
whatever this new,
They are getting something.
they are getting something.
Not a
Looks-
clue what that
It
is.
looks biggish.
Yep.
Does look biggish and Demon Engine, so we'll see what that is. There's been a few things that I think is probably Solar Auxiliary.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw some of that post Christmas with
Yes,
the Horus Heresy tease. So we know that they're getting the weird Walker Sentinel thing, which looks cool. And the classic like standard bearer guy with the standard on his back. And I'm guessing the thing which says Minefield on it is probably going to be Solar Auxilia. The banner, probably Solar Auxilia.
Yeah.
So my hope for them is they're going to get a command squad, infantry squad, and a tank. I really hope they get the Malkador back. I think having the Malkador in plastic would be so cool.
Yeah, and they're obviously getting the Walker.
And they're getting the Walker thing. So it would be that could be an amazing release if they do like an army box for that
and
as
then
well.
for the rest of the year, they just carry on doing what they did with the rest. With
Get different
Space
versions of the
Marines,
Malkador and stuff.
and the Lehman Russ and Plat and like Horus Heresy
Yeah.
era Lehman Russ. That would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
So you start off with a small, decent sized army box.
And it would
then-
sort of match what they're doing with Legio Imperialis as well.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
kind of have the big scale and the little scale, but the same models in plastic for both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for Solar Auxilia. I think the teasers for those have a lot of potential.
That could be very cool. There was the jaw thing with the tongue that looked really cool, which looks either something
esque
or
but not
chaos-y,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. There was some other chaos thing which looked more fantasy chaos. There was like the star on a banner type
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Probably more, probably not old world, but probably regular fantasy
Yeah. Could be
chaos
all world,
thing.
who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. And then the thing which I'm really intrigued by is all the mad signed stuff. There's like people with beakers, there's guys with scrolls, there's a little chemistry set
There's
thing.
the hand that's got like the book.
I
with
just
the
don't
Nurgle stuff.
recognize what those arms are for. Like
Yeah.
Lyndon thought Skaven maybe, but they're not really furry,
Yeah.
and the fingers don't look quite right to
No.
me. So I don't know what any of that is.
Yeah.
Um,
My other theory, which again is just a mad theory, it could, not based in anything, is Poxwalkers are kind of the only special infantry thingy, like light infantry thingy of the various types of Chaos Marines that don't have like a command version. Like you've got the Traitor Guard have like the spawn version, the spawn version, and they've got the dudes with the big swords and the brave guys. So they've got that, and then like the Zangor have like the Zangor Enlightened and the Shaman and stuff like that. So the Poxwalkers don't really have something. It would be weird, but that's my only
because there was a sort of nurgly looking thing on one of the scrolls, but they don't. The arms don't look like they've got pustules or.
They do have maggots though.
Yeah,
they do have maggots,
yeah.
but I don't know.
I don't know. That could be something completely new.
Yeah.
But that was a weird one. It was interesting. And then there's a bunch of like fur cloaks and boots. There's a horse.
There's a horse. I'm
Which
sticking with Wood Elves.
Yeah, potentially. That'd be great if Wood Elves get some more plastic models. Because there was also.
I think it's a deer, not horse, actually, or
Could be.
or something,
something like that.
some fantasy.
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, that's my theory for.
Because the only Wood Elf thing we've had, well, I guess like actual elf. There's been a lot of Sylvanas stuff, but Warhammer Quest when that came out, the last Cursed City, the elf in that was one of my favorite models. They were all great models, but if they do a proper elf range like that, that'd be amazing. or Old World.
And the
probably.
things that they could do with plastic now,
Yeah.
like what with elves with all their
the
little
Wild Riders and the War Dancers, like they
Yeah.
could all be amazing now.
yeah, they could all be very, very cool.
Yeah. So hopefully they're in the like second wave of the Old World stuff. Maybe that'd be nice.
Cool.
Because Wood Elves were one of my really old armies, like way back in the day. I had a little. Was it Moortime? We had a custom version of Moortime. We played at high school, and I had a Wood Elf warband for that. It was when you had. I just remember having the ridiculous combos. You could have like the Bow of Lauren and the like 3d6 splintering dark art thing. You could just like wipe out a warband with one shot with that. It was absolutely stupid. But yeah, way back in the day.
Way back in the day, yeah.
All metal models.
Classic.
With plastic horses, I think. I think they had plastic horses but metal riders.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's because they did the same horses for like every army or like every elf army.
Yeah, there was like an armored horse and an unarmored horse.
And
I
that was
think.
it. And they just did all. They did high elves, they did wood elves, they did everything, and then the rider was the thing that.
Yeah, because there was also that weird pine cone thing in the advent calendar.
Pine cone?
Yeah, there was a branch with a.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Could be anything, but
Could be anything.
elves maybe.
Yeah,
No?
but also could be
There
absolutely.
was the sort of weird feathered thing, the very first one. It was like a wing of something.
Yeah, it looked quite a big wing.
Did look quite a big wing.
Yeah.
So still a lot of stuff that I'm not sure about how they did the advent calendar this year, because it seems like they've done a weird combination of things. 2 years ago we got the Chaos Eldari box,
And it was just everything.
Everything was in that.
Was for
and then there was just a box at the end of it. So we had a bunch of teasers and we got a box. It was cool.
Yeah.
And then last year we didn't get an advent calendar, but we got the start of the year teases. And this year they've done both, where we've got some start of year teases and the calendar, and we've had some of it revealed with the Dark Angel stuff. There's still a ton of stuff we don't know about. It just sort of felt like they took a bunch of the rumor engine stuff and fast forward it a little bit.
Yeah, and then also,
There wasn't really a theme this year.
Yeah, and then did the video at the start of the year. It was fine.
But there's lots of new models coming, so that's
lots of
exciting.
new models coming, and we've now had a silhouette of the Kroot Rider, which
Wow, it looks great.
super excited for.
It
Yeah,
looks really cool.
I liked the old school Forge World ones that were just like the huge, big, like T-Rexes, but I'm also really happy that they've gone for something different.
Yeah.
Like it's very
They
cool.
look very different than the Lizard Man. It's got its whole new profile to it. I think it looks fantastic.
And I love that it's got like the spines under its chin.
Yep.
It's like a wee spiny beard thing going on, which I'd like a lot. So I'm very excited for that. It's going to be coming.
I'm curious what sort of size it is as well, because I'm wondering if you could do something really fun with some of the Necromunda models, the weird insect walkers, like it could be different bands of like riders, because they've got that sort of nomadic look
I think
as well.
it's bigger than that. I think it's on the same size base as one of these boys.
He's going for a model.
Yeah, I think it's as big as that.
Yeah, are they on circular bases?
No, they're just
they're on the
they're
little
small.
ovals.
Yeah, the little ovals.
Okay.
I think anyway. But I think they're going to be size of the Space Marine.
Just think for conversions, because the crew have also got the sort of like leather hat type stuff and cloth bits.
That's true.
Like there might be some interesting pieces you could mix and match there.
Yeah, because I do like the big wheel thing.
Because I don't think it's going to happen. One of the things we've been talking about for a while is like Tau getting more auxiliary units, because it's just the Kroot.
That's all they've shown so far. I'm still hopeful that we're going to get Vespids or something completely new.
Yeah, it's just such a big part of their lore that they go around and assimilate the different people that they come across.
Yeah, I think they had Kroot and Vespids right from the start.
Yeah,
and there's not been anything else since.
I would love to see more, even if it. I don't know if they would do it without models, but like letting you run stuff. There's be so much cool conversion potential for that.
I mean, a lot of people do it with Guard.
Yep.
I know, and I've seen somebody using the Votann guys as their Vespids. They've basically.
Have you seen the Votann Marines?
No.
I've seen someone do Marines, but with Votann bodies, but with like Space Marine shoulder pads and helmets. I think they look hilarious because they look like the little bobbleheads.
Oh yeah. No, I've not seen those. I need to check those out. So I think that's mostly the rumor engine covered. If there's anything that you want us to chat back to,
you've got your own theories of the things that we've missed. Please let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments, and we'll circle back to it. But gonna just go on to the tail end of what we paid at the end of the year, and then what we've been doing in the new year.
Yeah.
So the last model I painted, I will be playing with today of the year, which was Imhotep, the Stormlord, not the Stormlord.
Yeah.
So he was
he's nice. I'm very happy you put him on a bigger base.
I think he looks really. Yeah, got to toot my own horn. I think he looks very good on that base, which was
the
Sergeant Cassius.
with the Necrons coming out of the ground.
Yeah, so he was some Space Marine Sergeant.
Which he ended up with 2 of.
Not Space Marine Lieutenant. Yeah, he was Olympus Edition 1. So we've still got
found something to do with it at least.
Yeah, so used his base for Imitex. He was the last model I paid of the year, and Rowan's was considerably bigger, which if you watched our first live stream.
Got a knight done.
Yeah, Rowan's knight. What's he called, Rowan? Do you remember off the top?
He's a Cerastus Atropos. He's big, tall. He doesn't fit on our shelves. He's too tall.
No,
so he's in a different cabinet right now to keep the dust off him. But at some point we might have some fancy new shelves.
Might be happy, yeah. If they were out at some point, we do have some updates in the studio.
The studio's getting an upgrade at some point this year. We're just kind of waiting on some bits arriving.
Yeah. So
that'd be exciting too.
Looking forward to that.
Yep.
And then into the new year, I've been working on, both been working on actually some Middle Earth strategy battle game stuff.
Christmas change up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying working on a different scale.
It's weird.
It's quite.
I found I've completely had to change how I painted. To paint.
You just can't do the same.
No, like I think for some of the models it'll work a little bit better, but I'm finding with the scale of them, I've actually gone like really old school. That's like blocking, shading, highlighting, like you know, kind of the classic Citadel painting scheme, as opposed to doing like zenithal highlights and things like that, just because they're so tiny.
Yeah,
and they're all the details are on a different scale. Like so, there's some of them got pendants and things, but you don't have like jewels or a lot of like pouches with details or belts and things. So it's just kind of like mush on the model.
Yeah,
especially with some of the older sculpts. They're not as crisp. So yeah, you just kind of fill the blocks in a little bit more. It's a bit more sort of paint by numbers, but they're fun.
Rowan's been working on the Uruk-hai War.
Isengard.
So Uruk-hai Wars, and I've been working on the
Dwarves,
yeah, this Kingdom of Khazad-dûm.
There's so many dwarves in Lord
of the Rings. Quite a lot, as there should be. But they're two of the first Lord of the Rings stuff that they did in plastic. So they're quite old, and the details on them are a little bit soft.
Yes, Lyndon gave me the Isengard box set for Christmas, and just looking at the difference between like the Uruk-hai models and Saruman. Saruman's sculpt looks amazing. I'm really looking forward to painting the versions of him in Grima as well. The Uruk-hai are a little bit on the soft side of things, and a lot of dodgy mold lines and things. But they're good fun at painting. I'm really happy with the bases.
You did some cool lava bases, which might end forcing you to do a tutorial on some point.
But I might do that. Yeah,
do look very cool. But sort of briefly on that note, before we move on, because I'm enjoying working on this scale so much, I've decided to maybe do some commissions, army commissions for Middle Earth. I don't have the time to do a whole 40k army, but if you're interested in sort of characters for 40k, I'll open myself up to painting some characters for your armies as well. Let us know if you're interested, either in the comments of this video or on Instagram or whatever. Just got email address as well. Just find a way to contact us, and we will get back.
There are ways.
Yeah, we'll get back to you if you're interested in that.
Yeah, so I think we're interested in doing like. If we can get some things on the channel, we can paint something for you. We can maybe feature it for a little bit as well, and then get it sent off. So yeah, something like that. But let us know what you're interested in, and we can see what we can do there.
Yeah. So that is most what to talk about today. I think
we're going to do sort of a couple house rules. We're going to change.
Oh yes, of course, house rules. So our general
for
40k, yes. So our general house rules have been, unless it's a narrative game and something cool can happen, we don't do command point rerolls.
They're boring.
They're boring, yes. But in a narrative game, we're like,
we do proper competitive games at some point. We'll bring them back. But for general games, we're not going to do it.
There's so many other cool
except boarding actions, because I don't think you can play boarding actions.
Well, boarding actions
it just doesn't work.
And narrative games.
But general 40k games, no CP rules.
Yeah, just
there are more fun things to spend some command points on.
Yeah. We're also. Rowan's never taken me up on this, but I will allow Rowan to use his Chaos Lord with jump back. Should he ever want to, that's still there.
Yeah, they fixed the Spartan so that it's got an assault ramp now, but I still don't think it can take las cannons in the hull, even though you can model it with that. So there's going to be a few things like that where I think we've got a couple of weird Forge World things now, where we will announce what the proxies we're doing are before the game.
Yeah.
Or if we're having to tweak points slightly to accommodate for war gear they can't have, but those will be rare. Yeah. I think the Spartan's probably the main one right now.
Well, and your big, not June Crawl, what else? Rowan's Dragoon, which is...
he did an enormous
bit. A very, very cool kit bash based off of the Mauler Fiend. So you can run it as a Mauler Fiend when he's doing his Chaos as well, but it's very cool, but also huge. But it's got the rider and everything.
Yeah.
So when Rowan runs that, what we're going to do is count it as 2.
Yeah,
at the start,
either
and then,
Iron Striders or the 2 Dragoons.
yeah, so it'll be 2 of the same thing, and it's
We'll just half its damage.
Footprint will be similar, and then once one of them has been destroyed, it just
counts as 1.
Yeah, counts as 1. So that's what we're going to be doing with
Because
that.
we like making cool models, and we will fit the rules around the models where we have to.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I think the only new one. What's the new one?
Battleshock.
Battleshock, yes, because we don't think Battleshock does quite enough yet.
I think it's much better than it was before, but I think there's a lot of armies which have Battleshock mechanics in them, which the other side doesn't care about half the time. So we want to make it a little bit more impactful. Like it controlling objective control, super important for playing the game. That is really, really important. But there's a lot of times where you've just got units doing other stuff or like you're not going to put a stratagem on it. They just don't care about being battle shocked.
So we're going to make now it's going to be you can't, because it comes up almost every day and Rowan says you
sure you can do that.
You can do that while you're battle shocked. Like, so we're now going to have that you also lose your army rule and detachment rule while you're battle shocked, just to impact a little bit more.
Which makes sense. I think that they've sort of had to revert a bit back to their basic instincts. They're not going to be like listening to commands over the headset. They're just keeping their head down or whatever. So.
Yeah, they are battle shocked. They're in shock.
Yes,
they're in shock. Like Eldar shouldn't be re-rolling their Breaklands shots because
when they're taking cover.
Yeah, they're in shock.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do.
We're going to try that.
Let's try that. See if it works. Because as Rowan says, at the moment there's a lot of like we just go, well, there's no point rolling this battle shock because I'm not going to be on objective and I'm not going to do anything with them. So, yeah. And or you do roll it and it means no difference. So and we will use tokens going forward to remember which
battle things are battle shocked or not. Yeah, because it will be more important, we think, going forward.
Because I bought myself some nice new
shiny things.
New gems, which the idea was for my gems was for when I'm using Tau
lights.
For marker lights, but they'll be useful for other things like Battleshock as well too. So I think that's everything.
Gotta go play a game now.
Gonna go play a game now. Yeah, let us know if you've enjoyed this. What you want us to see for these going forward.
If you are interested in full live stream games, that's something we're playing around with. We're trying to make sure we can do it as well as we can with the studio. So we're trying to figure that out. But it's something we're curious about. We think it might be cool to do almost like a live sport type thing, but for games. So let us know if there's interest in that. We'll figure out how to make that happen too.
Yeah, and lastly on the live stream note is I will be doing another painting live stream this coming Wednesday. I'll probably be starting around 5 o'clock again. But if that time does or doesn't work for you, let me know, because I'd like to have it at a time that's most useful for everybody. So we can all just have a hobby hangout together. But at the moment, it's scheduled in for that. But if people are like, no, this day or this time will work better for me, I will change the suit. So
we've got like all our regular content, like battle reports and things like that. Those will still be coming out when you expect them to be right now. Thursday for Timorous Beasties and Sundays for regular members.
Yep.
But we're playing around with like Lynn's going to be doing his hobby hangouts. We're planning on doing live streams on the weekends as well. So the stuff that's new, we're still playing around with right now. So give us feedback on when that will work. But yeah, there'll be all the stuff we're already doing going to keep happening. But we're adding some new stuff on top of that as well. So we want to make sure that works when it's best for you. So let us know.
Yep. Right, we're going to go have a game, and the game is going to be
new codexes.
So as you've seen, I'm taking up Necrons and Imatech, and Rowan is bringing
my Admech, and I'm bringing some punchy robots.
Yeah, so
I was kind of hoping the postman was bringing my data cards because those still haven't arrived. So if you're watching that game and I'm looking at a codex a lot, that's why.
Right, but we'll get into that, and let us know if you'd like us to do live stream games going forward. We can figure that out as well, as Rowan said. But anyway, catch you there.
Bye bye.
Having a good weekend. See you later. Done.